Once again, guys, welcome to the Friday pre-flight. StreamYard is letting me down yet again today. Looks like the OBS option will have to be explored, which will create some really weird circumstances for me as far as sharing things and having guests and all of that. But since they haven't been bothered to fix the issue, they're going to get to hear from me. So if I disappear, I'll come right back, and hopefully we'll have a good stream. 15 of you in the chat, I want to say thank you for being here. We do have an awful lot of, we have one subject primarily that's going to be a big part of the weekend. It's Disney. And there are lots of different things going on right now. And if you've watched anything from Midnight's Edge the last couple of days, including the stream that they're wrapping up or just wrapped up. The live shows that have been on the last few days, etc., then buckle up, because it's just the beginning, I think. And you're going to see a lot of media companies struggling with what to do, because they're all presented with the same situation. The only one that didn't lean quite so hard into this is Universal, but we're going to focus mainly on Disney, which I think will be a conversation for the entire weekend. But anyway, I just want to say hi to some of you before we get started. So many of you joined us early. I appreciate the 20 of you that are here. Low spec Linux laptop suggest OBS. So did Odin, OMB reviews, guys. Somebody else that's an excellent entertainment news person, and of course film reviewer. It's very cool. Like to watch some Odin. Lord Thoth is in the house. We've got Liger fan here. What's going on? Theme park casuals here. We've got Brightest Day. Our buddy Brightest Day is in the house. The Islington girl, Mr. Shirt, is here. What's going on? Just another red shirt. We've got the ever lovely Aluvrian Imakara saying hail culture, and Bear Dog hail chat. Happy Fruity Umbrella Drink Friday. I approve. I know I'm gone. This thing's silly. I'm going to pull myself off camera, and maybe that will improve things a bit. At least get the audio back. Anyway. Let's see. We also have that Islington girl. I think I mentioned you already. We have, of course, Keely Chow in the house. What's going on, Keely? Our friend Dave Myers, member and friend Dave Myers, is here. We've got Godzillionaire. What's going on, Godzillionaire? Good to see you, my friend. We have Noble Arrow here saying, let us fly off some better place. I agree with you, my friend. We really should. But unfortunately, there's a lot to talk about, and I don't know if that's a better place. It's a different place. But thank you very much, Noble Arrow. I really appreciate that and your support. Hopefully, I will see all of you either on Friday Night Frolics, which I always find my way into the chat. Be a huge supporter of Doomcock. You can often be found hanging out at the early stages of Friday Night Tights, and then of course you can follow a lot of people over to Foul Ball Productions and check out Matt on the MF or Cocktail Lounge. So I hope to see all of you guys. Everybody has their own favorite shows, and I like to pop into all of them just to say hi to everybody in the chat. I think that's the way to go. You know what? I believe that bar is in the Caribbean. So what's going on there, Runner? Good to see you. Restaurants reopening have proved a challenge to my waistline this past week. I think I need to book a double seat. Well, accidental tourist, I hope that you are doing well and taking care of your health. So yeah, they are having a lot of problems, like right now across the board. Mike Beats is in the house, and I will say his full name later. Mr. Dragon, yeah, it's good to see you. Just came over from Midnight's Edge. A lot of people did. Beesman is in the house. The ever lovely Montana, our friendly beluga whale, is here. Good to see you as well. Soul Assassin, what's going on, buddy? You looking good? Love the new avatar. We've got Ken Jack Ben saying pumpkins for everyone. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Are you drunk too? Says Hail. Chat hail to you. That's my second favorite astromech on the platform. So Let's see. Wookiee Lives Matter. This isn't a weak attempt at a Metallica reference, is it, Cuddles? Well, I have to run. Just wanted to drop some love. Well, thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk. You are the bestest. E. Clay Thomason. Your name has officially been added to the credits. I don't know why it hadn't been before, but I did update them all, so we are good to go. I wonder if Warner Brothers is going to get the same heat Disney is, and that's a point of conversation we will get to. I assure you that, Islington Girl. We have Rob Altus in the chat. Hail to you. Saw you earlier on the 6 Minute Daily, but I had already kind of set up into prep, so I couldn't say hi in person, but I'm glad that you're here, my friend. Tina Bojan is here. The great support that she gives everybody is very appreciated. Let's see. Thank you. I will try to have a good evening. I hope you do as well. Marks 47. Greetings, humans. ME people incoming. Well, excellent. Thank you all for rolling over here. Namaste, says Karen Prime. Working while lurking. Yeah, and I like the new Square Jaw avatar, to be honest with you. James Villanueva says, morning. Morning to you, my friend. And our Canadian Spider-Man is in the house, promoting all of the good things like bacon, which is good. Rob Altus is here with some drinks. As I said, we've got Monkey Jeebus. We've got... I jokingly predicted Scar Joe was going to start a chain reaction. No, boy, did you. Yeah, a lot of people were thinking this is a possibility, and we were talking about it a couple of different shows last night, and you were right, my friend, and so were many others, that this is going to be a problem now because of the way contracts were written. Hey, what's going on, Brutal Morningwood? It's good to see you. Glad you're sitting. The Bosco scenario is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Awesome. Jay Allman, you get a sizable fraction of ME's audience from the last stream. I came straight here from there. Well, thank you for that, Jay. And I'll get a few people, and everybody will float in over time. There's a lot of things to catch up on. When you invest 2 hours, 3 hours into a live stream, you need a break, get a drink, get some food, everything. It's one of the reasons why I say hello to everybody right up front, is so as people come in, I can make sure that they all get their greetings, because you all deserve it, because I appreciate you. Wouldn't be here without you. Deej, what's up, Deej? Good to see you. Paulo Patriot, our own Greek god, is in the house. Monkey Jeebus is here. I think I mentioned our friend. The stream title, Wherever I May Roam. Yeah. It wasn't. Good morning to you, Dexy Doodle. Thanks for popping in. Bacon is very good. Let's see who else is rolled in. Darius Munchausen is in the house. Oh, fantastic. My timing was impeccable. I think they always try to stay under 3 hours. It's hard, especially when they have a guest like Cameron Pasha on, guys. Watching the replay of that on tomorrow while I do some work or listening to it will be a worthwhile second viewing for me. Very excited about that. Yeah, it is kind of the only thing anybody's going to be talking about, but I think it's broader. I think it's much broader. Lost for Words is in the house with a thumbs up. Good to see you. Hail to Who Knew the Salt Must Flow. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for rolling in. Android Scanner is here, of course. Man, I'm just saying hi to people. You guys are just rolling in perfect timing. Well, welcome to you all. I appreciate you. All right. I don't know why the Scarlet thing caught me off guard. Diz is squirming, and I like it, says Aluvrian Imakara. And you know what? They should be. D. Bud Martin is here. Yeah, last night I did say a couple of bad words. I set some people, on their heels for a moment. But for the most part, I try not to curse. Good to see you, Glory Hole. Okay, I'm here now. We can start. Yeah, somebody's going to clip that. Forbidden Ruin is in the house, friends. So is Commander Ed Straker of Shadow. Bacon is very good food indeed. Nikki D is here. Good to see you, Nikki D. Nikki D's everywhere. Sander Hammerslag is like a second stream. Why, yeah. There were lots of things happening today and yesterday. So I'm not sure what's going on with StreamYard, but let's see if we can get past it here. I may come back on camera here in a second. This is a great joke. I wish I could read that right now. Um, the mouse is caught in a mousetrap. I would think so. And it was one of their own making at this point. What's going on, Cold Era? Good to see you. Love that avatar. Holy cow. Ba-ba-da. I think more actors are going to dogpile on theatrical release thing. There is a point to it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I mean, to be fair, there is an argument to be made on the other side. And I tried to, elucidate it last evening. And that was that it's quite possible, and then there goes the performance. So now I go back off camera. The studio, in this case, Disney, did their level best to get as much money out of the film as possible. And essentially, we're trying to report their revenues from the Disney Plus, the $30 Premier Access fee, as a a virtue, and perhaps they were willing to roll that total into what the earnings were to help ScarJo out with her bonuses, because that seems to be what she's concerned with. Gosh, guys, I keep having to drop the camera because the video quality just keeps falling out. So I think that those attorneys can just say, look, we operated in good faith. All those kinds of things. And again, I mean, they're going to, the problem is that the lead counsel or general counsel for Marvel, if they have an email that is accurate with the quote that was being submitted in the lawsuit filed by Scarlett Jo and her attorneys, then they're going to have some trouble. They are. I'm going to stand on this. I'm going to stand on this and say, I think we'll see. I think Black Widow might have done better at theaters without same-day release on Dis Plus, but Cruella was just getting blasted as soon as it came out. Absolutely, Liger fan. And you know what? Just to a certain extent, I agree. I agree to a certain extent. What I don't think is likely is that Cruella was ever going to do well. And I think Disney knew that. And it's kind of like Jungle Cruise. The anticipation for that film has just not been what I expected. It also is not coming down with a lot of great reviews, and it has a certain amount of the two words we don't like, the I and W words that are just woven into the plot. So they managed to show the clips where that wasn't so obvious to people like me who got to see some of this stuff, and obviously saved it for other elements of the film. So we'll just have to go from there. I feel like the actors would have a bigger case for films that were released same day on HBO Max, which did not require an additional fee. Well, Godzillionaire, that's actually kind of the super chat that I tried to drop over on Midnight's Edge when I was there earlier, just in the background putting show together today. And I agree with you 1,000%. I think that the HBO folks are probably in the background trying to write checks to these actors, to keep them quiet. Because the last thing you want to do is make this public. And so, like I said, I believe Disney was blindsided by this, or they weren't anticipating this level of hardball. But if, as it's been suggested, ScarJo has some support for from Kevin Feige specifically, then maybe, just maybe, that could be where some of the strength of this is coming from. And maybe if ScarJo goes away, now you're going to have Emma Stone there, and then they'll have to pay her off, and then it's going to be a long line of paying people off, I think. But we'll have to see about that. But let's rewind. Let's go back to what kind of got this ball rolling. We'll do that with this first article. I pulled this one. This article is the same everywhere. But I pulled it from Inside the Magic. Essentially talking about how Kevin Feige was reportedly livid and embarrassed about Black Widow. And I can imagine that that's probably the case. He's had quite a successful run, right? He's been instrumental in producing high quality content for the most part across the board when it comes to Marvel up until recently. And I think that fall off is unfortunately going to coincide with all of the events of the last couple of years, and the oh my gosh, with making everything political. I can't use the word today. In everything that they do, which is going to turn off your audience, and they aren't going to come back, and you're going to lose more and more every film, which I believe is now at an accelerated pace. But we'll continue. Yesterday, news broke that MCU star Scarlett Johansson filed a lawsuit against the Walt Disney Company to the tune of a cool $50 million, which I think was kind of high, right? Johansson, who has played Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe since Iron Man 2 in 2010, and her team allege that Disney is in breach of contract due to the fact that the Black Widow film was released simultaneously in theaters and on Disney Plus Premier Access tier. This led to a stunning crash during the Marvel movie's second weekend in theaters, which I don't agree with. Per the lawsuit, Johansson had a clause added to her contract in 2019, the year Disney Plus launched, that Black Widow must have an exclusively theatrical release since her salary was largely based off the box office performance. Interesting. I wonder what party was the signer for that clause. This, of course, did not happen, and the MCU prequel film, which is between the events of Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War, which, to be honest with you, that's when it should have been released, was available on Disney Plus for $29.99 the same day that it hit theaters on July 9th of 2021. Now it seems that Miss Johansson is not the only person associated with Marvel who has a beef with Disney over how Black Widow's release was handled. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige is reportedly furious about the situation. And Matthew Boloney, who used to write for the Hollywood Reporter, has a newsletter that he sends out, and this is what he fed everybody from the newsletter. Feige is a company man and not prone to corporate showdowns or shouting matches, but I'm told he's angry and embarrassed. He lobbied Disney against the day and date plan for Black Widow, preferring the big screen exclusivity and not wanting to upset his talent. Well, he didn't get either of those wishes, did he? And then when the when the stuff hit the fan, the movie started tanking, and Johansson's team threatened litigation. He wanted Disney to make this right with her. Disney declined to comment on Feige. Disney, for their part, has issued a statement saying that Johansson's lawsuit is both callous and disappointing. Neither Feige nor Disney, the Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Chapek, have publicly spoken out regarding the situation at this time. Stay tuned to, them, but you can pretty much catch this almost anywhere. But I think it's really interesting in how they went back at Johansson yesterday. And then we ended up with this. Tension is building. Of course, this is from a couple weeks ago. And I had to pull this off the Wayback Machine. Hollywood insiders say there's growing tension between the Disney chiefs. They say Chapek and Black Widow release strategy may have hurt relations with China, and Chapek succeeded Iger in 2020, but Iger has stayed on to bring stability in the pandemic. Okay. This is a lot to unpack, and this is more than a week ago that this story came out before any of this stuff with Black Widow. So it's almost like it was timed, which I still believe is probably fairly accurate. Stephanie Janisek is one of the people who sussed out some of this stuff, as is obviously the great minds over at Midnight's Edge. I've been paying attention to the weirdness at Disney for a while, and this is one of those weird things. One senior studio executive familiar with Iger's thinking said many in Hollywood believe the two men are no longer as friendly as they had been, and Chapek is eager to get on with running Disney on his own terms, and Iger has been stalling his exit for too long. Well, there is a finite period that Iger will be there. He's leaving at the end of the year. So he stayed on as the creative executive chairman of the board to try to cobble together something for Star Wars, which didn't go well in the end. I mean, they did pretty well with Mandalorian, but then that kind of fell apart. And then right at the end, unfortunately. And then you had all of these strings of bad television programs that really aren't bringing in the eyeballs that they wanted and are shockingly low in comparison to kind of what they would need to help pay for them. So anyway, let's get more into your chats. You guys probably have a lot of that background at this point, that there is kind of a war between those two guys and the personalities. I think this is saying a war, civil war, stuff like that is reminiscent of, obviously a couple of years ago when we started talking about, or a year and a half ago, started talking about issues at Lucasfilm. But as you can see, there's a lot of dysfunction in these companies as they're now going at each other. So I don't know. We're going to have to see what at the end of the day happens here. But I don't have strong positive feelings when it comes to Disney. Let's get to your chat here and go from there. Disney, your ego's writing checks your bodies can't cash. Very true. So you're saying her and Feige banged? No. What I'm saying is they're teaming up, right? So Feige's going to team up with her. He may be teaming up with others in the background. We all know that the Eternals is going to do dismally, and especially now, and we know that Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings will not do well. That's a lot of not doing well for Disney, right? That's something they need to not have happen. They'll fire Scarlet, and for Black Widow too, if it even happens, they'll reboot and race swap. I have to say that would be funny. Well, I mean, Florence Pugh is the new Black Widow, so I don't think there's any change there. This was Scarlett's last Marvel film ever. And boy, is she making it plain that that's the case. She also is signed for another Disney film, so the timing on this is not the best. Kevin should get used to embarrassment. It's only going to get worse from here. Aluvrian, I believe you are correct. Making the move to Disney from a business POV made sense, and to be honest, Black Widow was never going to get more than $500 million. I agree with you, Sandra Hammerslack. I think it would have been right around somewhere between 500, 550 at top end 8, but she needed 8 in order to get the money that she really wanted, to get that big payout. It wasn't ever going to get there. No. We've got, I think without Diz same day shenanigans, BW might have brought in an extra 150 million. I think that's probably true. I don't think Corella would have done much better than it did. No. Liger fan, you were on point, my friend. ScarJo and Blunt are right to push for their contracts to be fulfilled to the letter. If they take money from Disney, then all the better. Lost for words, also. Fabulous point. Now, I don't agree with ScarJo's politics. She said the right thing and then backtracked on it a couple weeks later when she said that, actors should not be compelled to talk about political garbage. And then she turned around 2 weeks later and fired her mouth off again. Yeah, I was definitely, for that moment, I am a glitch in the Matrix. My brain is having a glitch in the Matrix. There's so many stories today. So much news came out all at once. This place is getting bananas, kids. Benzo H, what's going on? To be fair, you always file for more than you want. Absolutely true. That is the rule, and you go for the deepest pockets. That's why she looped everybody in. Everybody, they dogpiled it. That's what you want to do. All the pockets. Yeah, politicization. Thank you, Shellbach. I appreciate that. Getting English languages from you, crazy. Politicization. Well, that'll work too. Humor and Waffles is in the house. What's going on? ScarJo is the canary in the coal mine, 100%. Even the shills have realized that Disney is in trouble. Yes. Yeah. And here's the thing. If Disney decides to drag its feet, this could be a very expensive for both sides and ultimately still end up in a settlement. Hey, what's up, Finite SA? Good to see you. I also think LeBron. Oh, yes, we'll get to this at the end of the stream. But yes, LeBron's claims of systemic racism being to blame for Space Jam 2 is not doing well is laughable. No, it's hysterical. That's like saying, oh my gosh, every single Will Smith film, I mean, you just had Bad Boys 2, right? There was a recent Bad Boys film come out that just kicked butt right before all of this craziness happened. I don't know where he comes off. It's really dim indeed. Marvel's future in both fields of cinema, my goodness, guys, and comics is looking very bad, especially with one of the Avengers main cast is suing them. Not a good look, Disney, and they're all about good looks and optics, and unfortunately, you're right. You guys are right. I love it. You guys are so brilliant in the chat. What's going on there, Tim? Good to see you, buddy. If you're not subscribed to Tim Possible, Tim's Talk, whatever Tim's channel is today, check it out. Check out Tim Possible and Tim's stuff. Everybody's saying hi to each other. My country's contribution to the overseas box office isn't that much anyway, and that was pre cough cough. Where's your mask? Yeah, that's true, Bees Man. But really, every single dollar is really important to Disney and Marvel, and it gives them bragging rights. You have to consider they set box office records in 2019. As a studio, they earned or had a gross box office of over $12 billion. $12 billion is a lot of money. Every time I come on screen, this thing takes a dump. I do not know what's going on. I'm very angry with StreamYard right now. He needs to get ready for more anger and embarrassment then. Oh, yeah. Yep. Ah, yes, we've got good wrenches. What's up, Zach Rock? Good to see you. Cameron was on Midnight's Edge earlier saying this lawsuit is an indirect power play from Feige against Chapek. Well, it's definitely a power play. Who the instigating source is still probably in question. I think it would. I think we're going to see more. It can because again, I mean, you have Emma Stone now playing the same card, right? That film wasn't going to do anything extraordinary. I mean, please. I mean, again, both of those films had their projections going down before release, regardless. So the industry knew. The movie was for a long dead character and apparently it wasn't well written. Throw in ScarJo throwing sexist shade. Yeah, that didn't help. And a terrible reveal taken right from New Avengers 11. And you have a flop. Well, yeah, but we all knew that was coming. Yeah, Prestige is cool. Oh, guys, good film coming out soon. I'm going to keep touting this one. I think it'll be good. I hope it doesn't have too much intersectional garbage in it. But with Maggie Q, Michael Keaton, and Samuel L. Jackson, check out The Protege. It will be coming out here in the next few weeks, so check that out. Iger stayed around to stir the pot. I think he got stuck there after everything that had gone down and the corporation's massive investment in China, right? And the fact that they kind of held their hands up when things were happening in the island that the British turned over years ago that was supposed to remain somewhat sovereign, and allow certain amounts of freedom to exist. Yeah, I mean, right now they have two giant investments in a country that is always on the verge of canceling various types of relations with the United States. Mags, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate the $1.99 super sticker and all of your support. That's a nice big heart. Thank you very much. Ken Jack Ben, Disney is set to make a fortune off their open world Avatar game upon release. Things like this cannot come sooner for them. Most of profit will probably go to ScarJo. They did not make, well, if you're talking about the profit for Black Widow, there won't be $1 of profit. They are in the hole in this film. They are in the hole. If you're talking about for open world Avatar game, yeah, that would be very helpful for their bottom line. They're going to have to write her a check. It's just the question is going to be how big is the check? Hey, Archer, Jacob Barton is in the house. What's going on, my friend? Cece, what do you think of Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC? Is this the end of ESPN? Well, okay. This was bound to happen. Texas and Oklahoma were obviously trying to keep their options open. And joining the SEC makes that the biggest power conference in the country. You're going to have more consolidation, I think. ESPN will lose more audience, but more faster than they were already. Their shows and their politics are off-putting. And people have tapped out of these sports personalities. And look at it this way. The successive issues that Disney has had with their on-air talent, with their movie stars, with all of these things, that's not lost on me, and it shouldn't be lost on any of you. It is them having difficulties on every level because people are trying to burn down other people that are in front of them. Right now, it is the most cutthroat it's ever been, and people are being rewarded for that bad behavior because other people move along. I think Maria Taylor recently moved along. You're seeing that more and more frequently, and it's incredibly telling, in my opinion. Incredibly telling. So yeah, I think ESPN will continue to dwindle, and its path to profitability has further been hampered. We'll have to see. But having major conferences now control their own destiny and their own media outlets and everything else, it is what it is. But I think you're onto something. Okay, we got that one. Jeremy Swiggs is in the town. What's going on? What's on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We've got Shellback, 12 billion. I'll take 1 billion of that, please. So would I. Yeah, 12 billion in gross in 1 year. Well, again, Sander Hammerslag, 12 billion is gross. That's not net. That's incoming money. That's not I'm keeping the money. And you have to remember they share a certain percentage of those box office totals with the theaters. They share revenue with various partners. They have a lot of people's hands out. You have a lot of people's hands, handing you money to make a film, and then all their hands come back out for when it actually is done, released in the theaters. What's up, Kai? Freedom for the 99 turnover island didn't last very long, did it? Nope. CC, the protege, mentions the protege. Drink. Hey, man, I love the film. E. Clay Thomason. It's a good film. I'm going to keep saying, if that's really the new game, it's going to be good. Disney's investment, in quotes, in China will put you in the camps last, comrades. Thank you, Humor and Waffles. And you are correct, Sander Hammer Slack. I just can't say it. I think it's on the horizon, Soul Assassin. I am not 100% up to speed on it. Disney has a problem with paying people. Yes, always. Hey, CC, happy Friday. Much love. Thank you, Eric O'Sullivan. It is so good to see you, my friend. Hopefully, the cooking business is going well, my friend. Our very own chef here. Ba-ba. Thank you, Canadian Spider-Man says, please hit the thumbs up button. Absolutely. The new Avatar is going to be Ultra. Yes. Even more than Legend of Korra. Wow, Carries, really? Not good. ESPN is owned by Disney, Ken Jackman. You are correct. In fact, they are integral businesses, just like Hulu. Hulu, ESPN, and Disney Plus are all bundled together to try to entice people to participate in all three streaming platforms. Unfortunately, that brings down the ARPU of all three. But right now they're just counting subscribers and revenue. Profitability is something that is going to be hampered as they have fewer and fewer subscribers on their linear side of things, otherwise known as terrestrial television, as well as digitally on their streaming platforms and their VOD systems. So. Yep, Big 12 dying might have a detrimental effect on ESPN. 1 billion%. There's a lot in play, guys. Right now, we live in this time of upheaval that's being carefully controlled spin narratives that's happening all around the world of entertainment. So what will happen when those two Marvel movies are going to flop, and with it getting banned in China, is it going to be another major issue for Disney to face? Yes, Mr. Dragon, I'm going to keep saying it. Eternals is not going to do very much anywhere. And I'm going to keep saying these things. And Shang-Chi is not going to do very well. And neither of those films have a China release. And that's a shame for those films, especially when they were both kind of oriented around that audience. And then you also have you will have difficulties with. I know that people think I'm crazy, but I think that Doctor Strange is going to have some difficulty with some performance. And believe it or not, Doctor Strange was not a juggernaut as a solo movie in the first film. And one of the reasons why you're bringing in alternate characters, for example, Doctor Strange is going to make an appearance in the new Spider-Man film. You'll see characters cross over that direction too. By the way, they finished filming on that back in the end of April or early May for Doctor Strange, and we'll have to see. There was some rumors and statements about reshoots and in the old days we called it looping. Now they call it ADR, but some stuff like that. There's also a hidden appearance by someone that I'm trying to get to the heart of as well. Let's see. Yeah, a lot. You know what? I don't know that there's a lot of demand for it either, but there's a lot of money in open world games. There's a ton, and it would be pretty good. Fred Blogs, what's going on? Says Disney will settle. They're terrified of what Discovery would reveal. Thank you. You're 100% right. And ScarJo has the resources to take it that far. Also, very true because she's got money, kids, lots and lots of money. Please, guys, get it right. BSPN. There you go. Let's see. All right, college football talk. The SEC needs to move to 16 teams first so they can get the best schools. If UT and OU join, yes, you're not wrong. But here's the thing: geographically, it makes more sense for them to join with the Pac-12, and it just does. I mean, the experiment of the Longhorn Network is good, but moving to a bigger conference with a larger revenue share might be really in Texas's best interest if they did move to the SEC. So yeah, it's an interesting thought. No, nobody's gonna shed a tear either. But they're not gonna fold entirely, guys. I mean, you still have quite a bit of support there, and they have brand awareness and all those things that you need to survive the tough times. Yeah, you definitely don't want quarter discovery. Yeah, especially revenue accounting, it will be a disaster. There's our Florida speaks, guys. Go Gators. There you go. Gainesville person right there. Lost rewards for £5. Thank you, my friend. Since lockdowns, YouTube has been my primary source of viewing, with Sky TV and streaming services been a secondary, seldom used alternative. Yes, lost for words. You and I are in the same boat. I in the streaming service that I turned to more than anything was HBO Max, and that doesn't bode well for Disney. By the way, churn starts to uptick at the end of this month. So much so that people that were on the 3-month pre-purchase plan, or the 3-month pre-purchase bundle plan that was offered right at the beginning of Disney Plus, they start to fall off the rolls. So the quarterly call that's coming up, actually, I guess technically the end of August. I'm a few days ahead, guys. I'm sorry. In my head, we're in August. We're not, though. But as we get to the quarterly call, which is coming up in a few days, gonna be bad. Going to be bad for Disney. And again, I mean, for every subscriber they lose in the United States, they have to add 5 or 6 in India. Not good math. Not good math. I'm tired of this StreamYard problem, making me mad. Count de Monte. Count de Monet. Count de Monet. That's right. What's up, Manowar665? Good to see you. Fight on, Trojans. Clay Helton, the door is right over there. Absolutely. Gosh, he should have been gone long ago. Goodness, you poor guys. USC suffers under bad leadership. 12 billion got separated into multiple hands: theaters, producers, and payoff loans, I guess. Yes, exactly. Well, and also, anyway, there's a lot of places those monies go when it comes down to that. Wow, the chat skipped on me, guys, so I'm going to pick up where I think I was, or close to. Do you think when the dust settles, Disney will have a whole new leadership from the top down, with subsidiaries fully integrated, or will it stay mostly the same? Mike beats Dix. I actually said it now because we're 45 minutes in. Yes, I think you're going to have whole new leadership, and I think Iger's doing exactly what he wants to do with the way he's structuring contracts more short term. So he's looking for performance from people who have never been asked to achieve anything. This is going to be weird, kids. We're about to enter some strange territory. Yeah, Big 12's been passing away for about 10 years. I agree with that sentiment. Does anyone even know what the Eternals is about? All I know, to be honest with you, Darius Munchausen, is that they never interfered, even though they interfered. But when the world was about to be destroyed and everybody got snapped out of existence, they did nothing. Disney is just like WWE. They made huge profits, but just don't want to pay people they owe money to. That's right, Archer Jacob Barton. You are correct. Oriented around that audience. I see what you did there. That's right. The Big 12 may sue ESPN for tortious interference regarding UT and OU leaving. I hope they do. We'll have to see. They are really open on a lot of flanks right now. This new leader is not exactly all he's cracked up to be. Commission for the Pac-12 is saying they're open to more schools joining. What is this? The new Mountain West? No, but you're going to see. I think this is the way it was always going to play out. You were going to get 16 teams in the SEC, 16 teams in the Pac-12, and everybody else fighting for space and whatever the other two end up being. Because I don't think at the end of the day there's going to be more than 4 power conferences. You just don't. Oh, I'm very sorry, Darius. Yeah, you get me started on football. There you go, Eric. I was a Christian version on TROS. Hey, if there's a Muslim version, what's good for the geese? How about the gander? Absolutely. Um, I think they need to put Doctor Strange in the new Spider-Man movie because people are forgetting about him and all the other characters because after Endgame, normies have checked out completely. Yes, they have completely the F out. They have absolutely checked out. Yes, you're 1,000% right there, Ken Jackman. Do you think that Bob Chapek is really going to have a bad day if it was announced that the IRS was going to do an investigation into Disney's financial woes? My goodness. You know what? If that news breaks today, man, that would be incredible. I mean, there are investigations currently going on there. Holy cow, Biggles. Thank you for the generous super chat. For $20, Biggles Met says, have meetings trying to fix a huge issue at work, and the baseball trade deadline is freaking crazy. I wish I could stay longer. Oh, absolutely. Gosh, man, there's fire sales happening or began happening just a few days ago at a lot of these clubs. We'll have to see how that all pans out. I keep track on paper. I don't pay attention to the games, guys. I don't watch sports anymore. So. Let's see. Texas still has a college football team. Thought they were demoted to Division II. Wow, they have a few of them. Baylor, which was almost my alma mater. It was one of the schools I could have gone to. They have a pretty good football team. They've got a few. Texas. Eric, you're awesome. Wow, this chat keeps jumping, guys. So if I'm bopping around, it's for no other reason than I don't know what's happening. So Disney is dumb enough to ruin Star Wars and Marvel. They're definitely dumb enough to go through Discovery. Oh God, Ken Jack Ben. If they do that, that's just terrible mismanagement. Be in big trouble. YouTube streams are more entertaining than 99% of what's coming out of Hollywood nowadays. That is true. Agree with that. Hey, CC, Frank Miller has made DC Comics a buttload of money in the past 30 years. Think they'll distance themselves from him after the Thought Bubble cancellation? Who cares? That's a tiny little thing. Thought Bubble doesn't mean anything to a lot of people, and actually us bringing attention to it probably garnered it more than it deserved. Do I think that this could possibly happen? Absolutely. I mean, let's just be honest. But it would be hard to do considering, I mean, all the work he did that they essentially are relying on to make content nowadays. We'll see. Yeah, right now it's a dog and pony show in the sports leagues for sure. Yeah, explaining. Yeah, there's 12 teams in the Big Ten. Yes, and yeah, just nuts. Yeah, things are bananas right now. Why are we talking about basketball or something? We could be talking about Dragon Ball Super. That's pretty dope. Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, super conferences. Yeah, I think so. Hey, what's up, Release the McCracken? Ah, awesome. You were 69. Excellent. Thank you all for your support, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for hitting the like button. You guys are awesome. Pac 10, baby. Utah, Colorado can join Big Sky. We'll have to see what happens. I think both of the Bobs would have a terrible day. Liger fan, you are 1,000,000% right. Because you know what? As a CEO, he's still accountable for everything that went down on his watch. A football stream in the fall. I will be doing, this is interesting, Dad Man Walking 55. We are doing a fantasy draft with two of our friends from across the pond over on Mad Barber Entertainment channel with Mad Mardigan and Kip Ellis and myself, and of course 14 Barber. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. You can watch us do fantasy football. And again, I'm not watching football, so it'll be really interesting. how that works out. Raj H, for a Canadian $1.99, sends me his traditional super sticker of a thumbs up. Thank you for that, Raj. I appreciate it. You are a huge supporter of everybody, and it doesn't go unnoticed, my friend. Thank you. UT Tech and A&M. That's right. There's Lorena Creole. Guys, she had Mando Merck on today. It's starting this morning. If you were watching Midnight's Edge or another stream, be sure to check that out on replay. Also, I believe Lorena's got something else coming up later today. Lorena's busy. So do support her, and hopefully stop by and check out our occasional Saturday streams, which are about park planning and vacation planning in Florida, and our regular streams on Sunday that are a lot of fun, called Welcome to Florida. And the initials for that are WTF, and you will find out why if you just show up. It's worth a lot of laughs for 90 minutes on your Sunday evening. Oh, very good. Yeah, I know he still does stuff. A lot of people don't like him. Hey, what's up, Pickles? Pickles is in the house. I've never heard of Thought Bubble until yesterday, and we'll forget about it very soon. Yes. So any thought on the impact this will have on live action Little Mermaid and Snow White if they fail too? Well, here's the thing, Mr. Dragon. I anticipate massive failures in a lot of these reworked properties. People are tired of them. And you're talking about a company that thrived on quality retelling of stories since its inception. I mean, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, et cetera, et cetera. It did it very, very well, and now they don't. And they can't even create their own stuff. And they got rid of all the people that did a good job of doing that, like Lasseter and several others. And unfortunately, that might be the legacy that we're left with. At Disney is, creatively their rise and fall. They'll rise again because they have the ability to, but we'll see. I hope Thought Bubble still has to pay Miller. Well, hey, you write a contract with somebody and then you cancel on him. He may have made arrangements, or it may have already had to be funds exchanged. Who knows? Pac-12, Pac-10 has been gone for years. Yeah, Pac-12, Pac-10, Pac-12, Pac-14, Pac-16. You're 100% right. I think we're going to be at Pac-16 was, I guess, where I was headed with that. He might find some the ability to sue for defamation. Hard to say, though. If they didn't say anything directly, it would be towards that one person. Dragon Ball Super is awesome. Well, there you go. Scars, Joe suing Disney. Emma Stone considering suing Disney. Yes, in fact, let's look at that. This is fun. Let's do the fun stuff. You guys ready for the fun stuff? Ba-boom. Disney responds to lawsuit. Emma Stone reportedly considering, I got to close this stupid pop-up, reportedly considering legal action for Cruella. Well, she's insane. The Marvel Cinematic Universe and Disney. Now I got to pause this thing. This is stop doing this. This is trash bag. Anyway, Scarlett Johansson has already announced she is suing Walt Disney Company over the Disney Plus release of Black Widow, and Disney's response isn't building confidence for a Black Widow sequel. It wasn't ever going to be her anyway. Some studios have transitioned back to standard theatrical releases, but a few are continuing to experiment with the new methods first used in 2020, with Disney releasing Black Widow simultaneously in theaters and on Disney Plus. Johansson's issue is simple and easy to understand. Her potential earnings were tied to the box office performance of Black Widow, which is absolutely going to be affected by a home release. So there is nothing to argue about there. Disney's response, this is the fun part. Disney's response is what you'd expect from a large company in 2021. In a statement, the company said, there is no merit whatsoever to this filing. They may have a point, but we don't know. The lawsuit is especially sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effects of the global crisis. Disney went on to say that they had fully complied with Mrs. Johansson's contract and that releasing Black Widow on Disney Plus with Premier Access significantly enhanced her ability to earn additional compensation on top of the $20 million she has received to date. I guarantee you, she didn't want that number said plainly. It's been out there. You knew that that was the front end salary, but you didn't know what the back end was. There were rumors about it up to 15 million, but 50 million or an additional 30. I don't know about that. Anyway, we have a lovely picture here of Emma Stone. Let's see. There is likely a lot to this story, and it will be interesting to see it play out, especially as similar issues happen with other actresses working with Disney. Wouldn't actors also have the same complaint? I mean, not just the chicks, but the dudes too, right? Or, non-binary or whatever people identify as. Wouldn't they? Every person have reason to find difficulty with us? I don't know. But Emma Stone is reportedly considering a lawsuit against Disney as well. There isn't a lot of information on this yet, and it's not been officially announced or confirmed. It was posted in a newsletter called What I'm Hearing from Matt Bellany, who was previously an editor at The Hollywood Reporter. I think I talked about that too. A lawsuit or two is easier to deal with quietly, especially with the money and resources that come from owning Star Wars, Fox, Hulu, and ESPN, although only one of those things is actually making money at the moment. If the lawsuits are alleged issues continue, though, it may pull the mouse into the news cycle for all the wrong reasons, which isn't easily fixed, even if a company does have it all. Well, it's true. True statement. True statement indeed. I don't know, guys. What do you think? What do you think? You think Cruella was going to rock the box at the beginning? I don't think so. Hey, Stephanie's here. She's one of the people that's been talking about this for days. Welcome to you, Steph. Good to see you. I loved watching you a little bit before my 6-minute daily this morning. It was cool to catch you live. I've been able to do that 3 times in the last week or so. It's pretty awesome. Well, you guys are talking baseball. I think my Florida survivability went up 3 points from listening to the Florida streams. Yes, over at Lorena Creole's house. Absolutely. I'm telling you, subscribe to that lady. She's awesome. There's Kip Ellis saying Disney Plus UK will be $79.90 a year now for me. Holy cow. That's a lot of pounds, dude. The kids watch it. I watched the Marvel and Star Wars stuff before a lion killed me. Yes, if you missed the last Street Smarts, Kip's dead. I mean, he got eaten by a lion. So, but if we need to save money, it'll be the first thing to go. Wow, Kip. You know what? I guarantee you other people think the same way. There's other things to watch. They have to be produced and they have to fail. This has to happen. Well, it is happening, my friend. I've never heard a thought bubble until yesterday. Yeah, and I don't think anybody did. I was like, what is this? Some kind of UK con or something. Live retellings is like twice reheated Hamburger Helper. Yes, absolutely. Especially since they'd already done that before. Oh, no, I know. No theme park show tonight. Oh, getting footage and testing a new harness to take on rides. Yeah, good for you. Hopefully it's secure and padded. If you just got the straps, eventually you're going to want to either sew padding onto them. I'm just warning you. Or something. What you can do is use Hodgepodge or some kind of a glue, like something for like shoes. I forget what the name of the glue is. And you can buy the exercise mats at Walmart really cheap, and that's EVA foam. And you can glue the textured side to the back of the straps and create your own padded webbing for holding the camera and stuff too. So that might help. Ladies have a little bit different challenge when it comes to wearing a camera on rides. So Apple TV is super cheap, has great shows, and the Peanuts are on there as well. There you go. Thank you, Kai, for that. Kai Ling, drink Space Marine Tears. Oh, Kai Ling drinks Space Marine Tears. I love that. That's really cool. Very cool indeed. Hit me, CC. Okay. Cruella, yeah, Cruella was no bueno. Eric O'Sullivan. My sucky movie sucked, and I feel sucky about it. Wah, pay me. Absolutely. That's the Emma. That's the Emma Stone approach to things. That's for sure. Cruella was a crap film. Yeah, that's what I thought you were headed towards, Lorena. No bueno. I couldn't even watch Cruella on mute. That's how I usually watch Emma Stone movies. Well, a lot of people do. Yeah, the people who were going to watch Cruella. Yes, Kai, you're correct. Has Disney made anything remotely as original and artistic as Fantasia? I'm single, so I haven't paid attention to what went on from the 90s. Well, finite essay. Some of their creations on the Pixar side, which technically didn't start out, obviously, Disney, they were somewhat creative and original. Fantasia 2000 took Fantasia and stepped it up a notch, but a lot of people didn't like it. They do occasionally unique things. It's just been a while. Hey, Gomer Kyle's in the house. What's going on? E. Clay Thomason with the pun. Cruella was for the dogs. Absolutely. I'm sure there's heroes on both sides. Absolutely. I don't know why that popped in my head. A little How I Met Your Mother. I think 50 million is an assumed box office number, which if it is, then she doesn't have a leg to stand on legally. But Disney should pay up anyways. Forbidden Ruin, they should pay her something. 50 million, no. This was never this film would never have hit 800 million. Liger fan nailed it right at the front here, saying that it may have gotten to 6, maybe. You shouldn't say person, but if they identify as a rock or deer. Crap, you're right, Eric K. Man, I'm just going to say dudes and dudettes or lady dudes. Some people like lady dudes. There's certain people in the chat right now like that. All this seems too strangely timed near the earnings call. Rogue Disney, ding, 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 ding. You dude, ringing the dinner bell. I mean, who's on their way out the door right now? Iger. Who's trying to assert their authority? That's Chapek, Mr. Bean Counter retail guy. Retail guy running Disney's always bad. It usually drives the company in a downward direction. He does not have one creative bone in his body. He does not. Yeah, this is going to look very, very bad for Disney indeed. And, to be honest with you, as I get my glasses on straight, to be honest with you, Disney is terribly overvalued. I would venture to say even over 50%. And that's not me saying that. It's a whole host of analysts saying it. I don't have to say that. Go check it out for yourself. It's everywhere. Let's see. Cruella case is dead in the water. Absolutely Forbidden Ruin. No one's go anywhere. Thing was garbage. Simple take on lawsuits. Fight isn't over whether SJ deserves compensation, Jay Allman, but over the method to calculate it. Also true. Disney willing to fight to establish their method as precedent. Until it gets to Discovery, Jay. I'm with you all the way there until it gets to Discovery, because they're going to solicit information that they don't want in the public record, or Disney doesn't want to be in the public record. And it would be way too easy for that to escape. And once it does, every one of these studios will be trembling. And I think ScarJo doesn't realize just how badly this could backfire on her. But she also has enough money that she may not care. I mean, we've already seen her doing a lot of stuff that essentially is going to set her career back. So, man, the arms on my glasses are bent. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. I saw on Twitter there's word Emily Blunt is following with the same lawsuit with Jungle Cruise. Would it surprise me? No. Again, I don't understand why it's just the ladies, because the dudes would be would be suffering as well. I don't know. You guys agree with me? Oh, I'm so hungry, Eric. You dirty chef guy. Oh, by the way, Eric's a chef. Oh my god, man, so hungry. UCF versus Florida next year, and two series. Any predictions? I think the Knights are going to beat them this year. We'll see. I hope not, but we'll see. George called George called it back in 2005. War. The Disney Republic is crumbling under attacks. There are heroes on both sides. Evil is everywhere. That's right. That's right. You guys are awesome. So brilliant. Eric O'Sullivan, sorry, I'm driving hard to type. I'm just talking to the phone. Oh, well, you're doing great, man. Appreciate you. Nikki D says, wow, really? Has that been confirmed? Well, if it's on Twitter, it's most likely on Twitter. You guys thought I was going to say it was true. No. Frank Miller was doing them a favor, and they just crapped on their main guest. Smart move. No, bad move. And you're right, the Islington girl. Terrible thing. I grew up on Hamburger Helper, too, amongst other things that came in a box. So I feel you there. Let's see. Universal has weird camera rules. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I actually, well, we'll get into it some other time on a different stream, but talk about camera glasses, high def, for 4K camera glasses that are available in the world. So, yeah. I got the idea. Maleficent did well, so they decided to try again with another villain. And Joker did well, so let's try with Cruella. But that lady wanted to make a coat of puppies. That's true. It's hard to be a character anybody likes if that's the case. Part 2. That just doesn't go over well. Exactly. Even if you have a great story to tell us, what effed her up that much? Which they didn't do a very good job of telling either. You're 100% right there, Liger fan. Very, very bright. Very bright indeed. Another reminder from the page-by-page breakdown of the official complaint filed by Scarlett Johansson against Disney for tortious interference. Oh, thank you. Oh, and thank you, because Jane Theory is awesome at covering this stuff, guys. So do check that out. I imagine that it's somewhere floating around in my space, because Jane usually keeps everybody apprised of stuff because she is the best around. Nothing's ever gonna bring her down. She's the best around. Oh man, this LeBron thing it also makes me batty, crazy, and insane. Low spec Linux laptop. Good to see you. Appreciate you. And I think I'm gonna have to go to OBS if StreamYard keeps doing this bologna sausage. Fabri-Tac. Aleen's tacky glue. That'll work. Yep. And that's a person that would know. Aluvriana Makara knows the stuff. Yeah, you can also cut up yoga mats if you have an old yoga mat you're not using. Way to get some padding so that it doesn't. You can cut into those straps, especially if they're also being compressed by the restraint systems. So. Lost Reward says, we have Sky, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney, mostly for the kids and my wife. I just use YouTube and occasionally Netflix and Amazon Prime. Well, there you go. And that's the thing. I mean, all of these things are luxuries, right? We can get rid of them. They're not mandatory. 32 Flavors. The Nick Weiser is in the house. What's going on, my friend? Yeah, dude, I love this name. Kai Lang drinks Space Marine tears. Pretty awesome. Did Kai mention how good Ted Lasso is? Of course. In fact, apparently it may have landed Sidicus a date with Diane Sawyer. It was kind of funny on Twitter the other day. Yes, got a penguin party from our Linux man. Cruella was so bad, even Lorena couldn't finish the initial sentence. Yeah. Oh, the film was terrible. Terrible indeed. Oh, gosh, you guys are hitting me with super chats now. Holy smoke. Computer Robot says, I gotta admit, I love when Culture Casino reads the chat with his glasses here, being genuinely honest. And hi, everyone in the chat. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. I like reading the chat. You guys are the whole reason I'm here. You really are. To be fair, films were reportedly crap. Yes, they were, both of them. It's just that after Captain Marvel, they thought people would drop money for anything. They were wrong. It's very true. It's very true indeed. I gotta get to these super chats. The dudette abides. Absolutely. The dude abides too. Assuming gender, CC, it's dude X. Dude, no. Dude. Dude. Dude is one of those words, like the F word. It can be used in so many different ways. Interrogatory, dude, dude, dude. 32 flavors of Nick Weiser. $5 says, Dick's Division, assemble. Yeah, I know you guys are in the house. Thank you. And I just blew everybody's ears off. I apologize. This mic is pretty good. Hopefully the compressor hit and I didn't destroy the earballs on all of you guys. It's not like Blunt or Scarjo are short of cash. No, they're fine. I just like that Disney are getting taken to the cleaners. Well, for sure, for sure. Bob chaps my ass. Lorena Creole. Wee. Gomer Kyle says, I identify as an idiot. By the way, your icon is beautiful. Assemble a division. I'm confused. Yes, we have Dick's Division. If you go to Comics Division's channel, the fans are referring to themselves as Dick's Division. Well, the male fans. The lady fans have a different thing that they call themselves. Iger didn't have a creative bone in his body either. True. Just a lot of hot air, a huge checkbook, and was lucky that Marvel was run pretty well longer than Lucasfilm. That's true. But the Weatherman also had charisma and a plan. And I don't know that Chapek's plan is going to be good. And I think a lot of people that are working for him are trying to fight him. And I think that's where all these things are coming from. And I think they're being coordinated. There's no doubt about it. If I had Disney stock, I would sell, says James Villanueva. And a lot of people would probably follow suit. All right, like I said, overvalued. Is it sad that I missed the Eisner era? Well, the beginning of the Eisner era was incredible. It was the golden age. He really did bring Disney into another golden age. No doubt about it. It was the tail end of it once we lost Frank Wells that the Eisner era kind of slid sideways. He had people he could have tapped, Katzenberg and many others that left. I mean, there was a whole group of people that left just, because of the bad interactions they'd had with Eisner over the years. And he made a flop park. He did build a flop park in Disney's California Adventure. It took them a decade to put that thing back together in a way that people would appreciate it. And it's still not the best, but it is what it is. Hey, Joachim Stark is here for 50 Swedish krona, I believe. Jump up and down. Here. Absolutely. Absolutely indeed. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking up for the mouse? Finite SA? That's my point. We'll have to see. Because his agent is his ex-wife, who is also the agent for Henry Cavill, and she is a shark, much like Mr. Lord is over at CAA. Oh, by the way, you're going to start to see people leaving ICM and some other places, not voluntarily, but because it's just going to happen. Fajitas are good. Oh, you guys are making me so hungry. We'll have to see. Dad Man Walking, we'll have to see. Most of the guys at the top of the movies, Vin and Rock, have huge pieces of movies due to production companies. Absolutely. Vin has a possible beef with John Cena for the Taiwan thing. Well, yeah. Well, and he ended up with a beef with, The Rock, which kind of screwed things up, to be honest with you, because of his production company. But hey, that's a lot of other stories to talk about. Cobra Khan 007 in the house saying, well, the Emily Blunt part is also in the Deadline article. It is indeed. Discovery. Yes. Disney might gamble that they win on how to calculate compensation before Discovery gets embarrassing. That's true. That's a calculated risk. If so, two sides settle on Disney terms. If not, a fast settle on SJ's side. Yeah. Man, if I were, mm, I'm going to put on my attorney hat. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving anybody legal advice. But if I put on my lawyer hat right now, um, there's a lot of maneuvering you could do to force discovery at an inconvenient time for Disney. Oof. Hey, Atlantean for $5 says, Hail Culture, no SC joke today. So, yeah, have a good weekend. Well, thank you for being here, my friend. I appreciate your support. I appreciate what you're doing, and I can't wait to see you back on the regular. Atlantean has a YouTube channel. He's very insightful, thoughtful, and usually brings a take to something that most other people are either ignoring, or he calls people out for covering stuff disingenuously or other stuff like that. He's somebody that will keep you on the straight and narrow. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that about him. I don't need everybody to always agree. Thank you for your support, Atlantean. We're waiting on a Chinese takeaway crispy. Oh my gosh, lost for words. You guys are killing me with the food thing. Gonna make me have to end the stream. Joker is evil, but even he didn't want to make a coat of puppies. That's very true. Hey Kaylee, so great that you're here. She supports so many people. Thank you for being here, Kaylee. Since Disney is in trouble, it's time for them to make Marvel movie Damage Control. There you go. Actually, yeah, that's not a bad plan. Or they could make Howard the Duck. I want to see a new Howard the Duck film. That's just me, though. Yes, Jane Theory is the best. Hopefully you guys have promoted Jane Theory. I love her to pieces. She's so smart and fun. And she's got a great voice. Just listen to her voice for an hour. Man. Woohoo. Mockety Draws sends me an amazing super sticker, my buddy, and the artist for Rogue Entertainment, not to mention a very, very talented creator, Mockety Draws, also known as Mockety90. He sends me a Shiba Inu puppy hug and a heart. Well, thank you, my friend. And I love you too. You guys are amazing. So much support from a community. You guys are the best. Just came by to say hi, says Frankie Knows. Hi. So, hi. There you go. Good to see you. Plus, I love the avatar. This is so cute. Torches. Wow, I learned a new word today. Yes, torches. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Warbler. Yeah. You can do all kinds of shapes. Yeah, a lot of people used to build stuff out of that. What is it that you wrap? You would have to wrap the camera in something before you decided to like form factor it, but hard to say. Dude, Disney bought Star Wars, Marvel, and Fox. They didn't know the fans weren't included in the sale. Yes, Rob Altus, 100%. Well said. I wonder if we're going to have another week of Disney in the headlines again, since we had the last 2 or 3 weeks of crazy thing happening entertainment, if you know what I mean. Mr. Dragon, you are correct. We're coming up on, of course, and it released in previews yesterday, Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise is going to underperform. It was going to underperform no matter what. It really didn't matter that it was going to be releasing on streaming at the same time. Obviously, the callback to this article in Deadline that many of you have already seen. Black Widow Scarlett Johansson lawsuit. Actress agent slams the actress's agent. I would have worded this differently, but again, I'm not writing their headline. Disney for direct attack on her character and leaving talent out of streaming profit equation. Hard, yeah. Well, and if that's what they want, a piece of that 60 million, go for it. Of course, then they're going to have to release those numbers. That's going to be bad. Disney doesn't want this, guys. Not at all. The CAA co-chairman and Scarlett Johansson's agent, Brian Lord, who happens to be the guy that is pretty much the most powerful agent in the universe, issued a statement Friday in response to Disney's harsh slam against the Black Widow actress. Disney also outed her $20 million salary for the film, which it claims that, coupled with Disney Plus monies of the MCU title, significantly enhanced her ability to earn additional compensation. Well, nobody wants the contract price to be confirmed. And they really probably didn't. They're the ones who brought money into this by releasing this this $50 million in Disney's dynamic experiment. Reports that she lost that. She didn't lose anything. She just didn't earn it. Black Widow will be lucky to hit 350 worldwide at the box office, a low gross for an MCU title, which typically turns out of late over $1 billion. Well, that's a true statement, but it doesn't mean this film would have done that. I understand where they're coming from here, and I understand the statement from the legal team and all of that stuff. But I guess we'll have to see. I mean, again, calling in the compensation of Chapek and others, I don't know if that's a reasonable thing to throw out there, that it's tied to that. It is what it is. So frustrating. Yes, this is the name of the ladies of the comics division fans. That's right. There you go. Yes, we assemble into bigger dicks. 100% true. Are the women called? No. No. It's the Vag Guard. So much for monetizing this. Oh, well, what's up, Josh? Good to see you, my friend. Hey, friend, Culture, enjoying the show, folding laundry, listening to you. Good to see you, man. Guys, support Night's End. Pretty cool channel. Love listening to his opinions. Not afraid to speak his mind. Does a lot of off the cuff kind of stuff, so it's very cool. Bruce Lombardo's supporting us from the road. Be careful driving. Appreciate you, Bruce. Bruce is awesome. Supports a lot of people. Love it. Iger's charisma is lost on me. As for his plan, buying up studios, relying on others to run them when you don't know if they can do it or not, and make live action versions of classics is no plan. He did really well. He also ran the most important aspect of the company very well. And he also took them in a direction that they weren't headed with the real estate uptick. They went big with the Disney Vacation Club. They went big with the cruise lines. They went big in a lot of ways. And it helped. It helped them. So there's a lot there. I think it'll be Mexican food tonight. That sounds good. As for Mike Beats has an opinion on that. As for Iger's plan to open up China, it's not a good idea to get in bed with a country run by despots that look like your characters. Well, yeah. I mean, you could say a lot for some of the stereotypes that were early drawn in Disney's history, but. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't settled, my friend. I'm starving though. Jane Theory could read mayonnaise ingredients, and I'd tune in. Me too. I may have. She may have done that. I don't know. Gomer Kyle. Wrong word. Proper one is group of people. There you go. Thank you, Noble Arrow. Yes, we don't use that. Yeah. We have a great group of people here. A fellowship. That's the other word I'm trying to use now. There's a disturbing lack of Bauhaus on terrestrial radio today. I agree with you, Bruce Lombardo. I agree with you. But there is my voice. They seem to think paying royalties to authors who wrote these books before we bought the company too. Yes, absolutely. Liger fan. Yeah. They're like, our obligation doesn't extend to you. Whoever you don't work for us. You never did. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so like you wrap the thing in cellophane. Well, I guess you guys call it cling, Reynolds wrap, whatever you call it, the clingy stuff, and then you smooch it with the Vaseline, or you could probably just spray it with mold release. To be honest with you. Snowdub in the house. What's going on, Snowdub? Did you find Jolly yet, brother? Yes, I know, Lorena. You and I are going to be right on top of this puppy. I am so looking forward to the Disney's Q3 earnings call. Woo-hoo-hoo. I think it's the 12th, right? My day's right? I'll look that up. How much of underperforming movies is the global crisis, a stupid fan attacks, bad writing, or just plain apathy? That's a good question, Rob Altus. I think you're getting 24%, 20 to 25%, somewhere in there. I'm willing to give them that. But I think you're getting that portion of the audience is never going to come back to theaters again, or will come back reluctantly over time. So that dwindles your audience by 75%. So losing 25% of what a potential of a film is already there in the offing. Then you attack fans, or you put something in a film that isn't appealing to fans. I think that I think that's going to factor in there as well. So bad writing, of course, is part of that. You know, the stupid politics of it all, and apathy. Well, they created the apathy by producing Midland story to Midland story with essentially just diaper filler. I mean, honestly, at this point, I know a lot of people enjoyed Loki and some other stuff, but you know, Falcon and Winter Soldier, all of this stuff was essentially filler to get to a film. And if that's all you're going to use the TV for, the Disney Plus vehicle for, you're doing all of your storytelling a disservice, and you're not taking full advantage of what you should be. Again, if I ran the Disney company, things would be substantially different. You know, again, I mean, that would never happen because the board of directors there is all oriented around this crazy thought process that forces this crap downhill. They're just, it's awful. As predicted, many people got off MCU with Endgame. Yes, Jay Allman. So Black Widow and upcoming are reverting to performance of Phase 1 MCU. Not a bad square one to be at, but still square one. Jay Allman, I agree to that, or with that, to a point. But you're going to lose the hardcore people that were interested in the comic book films because you're not making good comic books anymore, and therefore you aren't making good comic book films anymore. When you take out the movie stars that, you know, those characters that you are invested in and replace them with like fourth tier garbage, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Depending on what's in the settlement and how much they give her, will it lead to massive layoffs of No. It's not going to lead to anything like that, Mr. Dragon. They again, having to write her a check for $20 million is a check for $20 million. Disney can write that check. The question is, do they have to write that check to Emily Blunt, Emma Stone, The Rock? Gosh, what was the other? There was some other craptasticness that happened. Raya and the Last Dragon. Are they going to compensate the producers and animators for that? I mean, I don't think anybody had any deals there. That was all voiceover work. But yeah, I mean, do they have to compensate Mulan because that was a catastrophic failure? Because it wasn't going to earn big anyway. But yeah, no, they'll be fine. I've seen a lot of canceling their trip down now because of the reinstated guidelines. Yes, this is happening with Disney World. That's very true. That's very, very true. You were starting to see rooms open up that were sold out. You're starting to see people consider whether or not they're going to keep their party reservations too, which will be very bad indeed. No, they will not break even. Sandra Hammerslag, you don't need to wonder. They are not going to break even with Black Widow. No. Hail to your Muslim uncle. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. It's good to see you. You're getting around everywhere as well. We have so many great supporters. I appreciate you all. Let's see. Real Wade Nation's in the house. Bear Dog is asleep. Bear Dog has been an interesting little animal recently. He's had an upset tummy for a couple of days and had to go and see someone to get that dealt with. So, oh, Winnie the Pooh. That's right. I forgot, Liger fan. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Tubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff. Wow, I remembered the words. Low spec Linux laptop says, I am altering the deal. Pray I do not alter it any further. That'd be better if I had my robot voice thing in there. Thank you for the Star Wars thing. Ch-ch-ch-cha. Yes, lost for words. Ch-ch-ch-cha-cha-cha-China. That's right. Shout out to Jane Theory. You guys are awesome. We're just cooking along. At least I'm trying to keep up with the chat today. CultureCasino, don't you think Disney is exploring ScarJo by running and streaming the service without an agreement about the simultaneous release. Oh, exploiting, I think was what you meant, Cisco Kid. Possibly. I mean, again, okay. So there, if it's as it's been stated in a couple of articles that there was language added to the contract that it was supposed to be strictly and exclusively theatrically released, because obviously a thoughtful agent saw that they were planning this streaming service. Yes, I I do. But at the same time, Disney's argument can be against that clause would be a force majeure, act of God, the act of God being the global crisis that we've been going through. They can also, they have several positions of defense. I think that had they gone through with releasing the film just theatrically, it would have not made any more money. Liger fan thinks it will have made about 150 million more, possibly. It still wasn't going to get to 600 million, and it definitely wasn't going to get her max bonus at 800 million or 900 million or whatever it's rumored to have been. It wasn't going to get there. If that was in her contract, then yes, she's right. It's a breach. But breaches can occur and still have the parties to the contract held harmless because of that. So we'll have to see. Yeah, the 12th is the earning call. That's what I thought. I'm pretty sure Marvel has set the bar around a consistent 750 million for your standard MCU movie, says Mike Beatsticks, with 1.3 for ensemble movies. That's true, 1.3 billion. I'm sure that was somewhere in the contract for profit incentives, quite possibly. But it wasn't going to make more than 600 million anyway. And they released it strictly and theatrically. So we'll have to see. But these films are going to start to underperform, and it's not because they got released on Disney Plus. It just isn't. Yeah, what writing? No kidding. Cling wrap, plastic wrap, exactly. Cling film. Yeah, you guys are. Yeah, it's just me. Oh, Odenkirk tweeted thanking for all the woe. She had a small heart attack, and physicians were able to clear the blockage without surgery. Yes, they ballooned him. Thank God. Thank you, Tina, for the update. I appreciate that. God, I was so worried. He's such a great man. I would hate to have him leave us this early. Not just the stars, but their characters as well. No recasting Iron Man, Captain America, and others. Yes. Yeah. Breaking all Disney cast members, not part of the unions now, must be vaccinated. Talks with unions are ongoing now. Well, we'll have to see. Wow, Rogue Disney. They're going to, that opens them up to a future giant set of lawsuits. Huge. Epic. I think Universal Studios in Florida is proving to be supreme, although here in California they reimposed the restrictions in Universal. Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to see indoor policies return in some places, and you know whether or not they that shows up at any of these theme parks, I can't really say. So, I mean, I know that Disney's doing it. I don't know about Universal's SeaWorld or any of the others. So, I'd suggest that Diz open up its own CGI effects company. The CGI we see these days isn't very good, and the studios are accepting it. Well, they actually had a lot of that. I mean, ILM has their own. We can get into that for sure, but there's a lot of that. Toby Moss, Black Widow would have smashed records if she was black. Wow, Toby Moss, I don't know that I would agree. Maybe would have been. They would have had to go all the way back into the second Iron Man film and start with that. You can't just move one character to another; it just doesn't work. Also, in Russia, there's not that level of diversity, so it wouldn't have been authentic to the story. I mean, there's a lot of problems with that. No, thank you, Cisco Kid. Black Widow just wasn't very good. Thank you, Liger fan. I agree with you. But because Marvel keeps hiring writers who haven't done much, aren't very good, or don't seem to give a crap about the source material. Very true. Black Widow was a film that should have been released before Endgame. Yes. It was a subpar film. No kidding. Hey, there's my buddy. There's my buddy. What's going on, Tom? Good to see you, my friend. Are you alive and kicking? I thought you were going to be resting today, my friend. You've been streaming an awful lot, and I am a giant. I'm very disappointed in StreamYard. Can you tell? Very disappointed indeed. And I just had to do some quick behind the scenes stuff. X-Men animated series is still better than any of those films. I agree with that. Everybody's saying hi to Tom, of course, because Tom's here. Earthquaking, booty shaking. Let's get this scissoring started. Oh, I can't wait to see the lawsuits. Forced things violate stuff. Yes, not to mention. Well, I mean, I don't. Maybe some of that, but like I said, they open themselves up to that. Is the problem? They do. Lorena Creole bringing it straight. Thank you, Lorena. Well, there you go, Jay Allman. If she was a widow, that's right. You don't know, but she couldn't have kids. I didn't know that was absolutely necessary to throw in there, but whatever. Headline: Marvel's Phase 4 has a rocky start. Blank. The second part will tell you which side is pushing the article. That's true. Wow. Mike, you nailed it, my friend. Nailed it. CobraCon 007. Yes. I can't really comment on this. I wish I could. I'm gonna always tell people to consult your doctor when it comes to any of that medical stuff. Consult your doctor. Consult your doctor. Consult your doctor. There you go. Thank you for this. Lorena says Universal Orlando is only requiring masks for team members indoors. Guests aren't required to wear masks. Well, there you are. Nappy time. All right, Tom. Good. I really want you to sleep, brother. I worry about you. Sending that puppet love out there. You and Six are supposed to be taking a nap. Well, there you go. Okay, I gotta get back to making dinner. Yummy. So I can get to Universal tonight. Yay! Only paying for Voodoo Donuts tonight. Oh. All right. Are you gonna show those off, Lorena? I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you showing some stuff off while you're there. Voodoo Donuts. Yeah, yes, Olivia and Imakara. A lot of lawyers are going to do very well in the future on a lot of stuff. This will be interesting, Rob Altus. I imagine that's fine. I mean, as long as they do something that's a little more accurate than what they'd pushed before. Again, consult your doctor. I'm going to continue to tell you to consult your doctor. Yeah, tonight will be a long night, Mike's Beat Sticks. Yep. With all the different shows tonight that everybody shows up on. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yep. There's 63 of you here in the chat, and I really don't want this to end, but I am starving. I'm desperately hungry, and there's other shows that are about to start here shortly, and I want everybody to get a chance to, take a picture of their setup for the night, show off what you're doing, what you're eating, everything else on Twitter or InstaFace and Bookgram and whatever else you kids use out there on the interwebs. I'll see you everywhere. I'm gonna hang out in the chats and do all that kind of stuff. It'll be a lot of fun. Bird Law, that's interesting. If Anne Boleyn can be black, then Disney could have made Black Widow black midstream. Well, I guess kind of weird. And hey now, not sure I want to read the rest of that, my friend. Yep, Friday Night Frolics is coming up. FNT is coming up. The MFR is coming up over on Foul Ball Productions. You have, of course, Ord's stream if you want to watch some gaming. I think, I'm not sure, but I think maybe you'll see other people there with Ords doing some fun stuff for Friday Night Hangs. You got stuff coming up on Sunday. There is a lot to take a look at. You guys are absolutely the best. I appreciate all your support, each and every one of you. Going to wrap this up like I always do, and I hate to not get any of that out there in the world. But I'm going to say this with the updated credits that I uploaded so that our friend E. Clay Thomason was represented. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene, and you should have been doing it your entire life. And until next time, bye.
Press our button as we see that this time we're landing in about 1 minute.